All right, out here, going for a nice little walk during the middle of the day. It's January 26th, and pretty wild. It reached like 76 degrees today after not even a week later. It snowed like back-to-back days, and it was we had a whole cold front going for like 10 days straight, and shit freezing and all that. And yesterday it reached like 50 degrees, and today it's about 70 some. Just interesting weather. But yeah, just had the idea to go for a walk, probably hit the sauna after my walk. And yeah, man, it's wild because I had cooked food again yesterday. um on my last video I talked about how the majority of the time I had that poison ivy, I was eating raw, and then when the poison ivy was gone in 6 days, and I ate a cooked food meal uh, the day after that, and I got back on juice, but only for like 3 days, and then but yeah, and then had that cooked meal yesterday, and yeah, it just feels like I'm under a spell. It's like that cooked food experiment just kind of opened up, was like that gateway back into my addiction, even though I had no craving for it, and was the experience I had 35 days into juicing, and just how great I felt, and the state of being I've never felt before, and the health, the clarity, the energy, the just the whole experience of it. It was totally different. And having that cooked meal experiment, it was like it was fine, but then shortly after that, because I went back onto juice probably like, I think it was 6 days, and I got poison ivy, and poison ivy, I just wanted comfort, so I ate raw, and I saw just eating raw, just munching, just the action of munching, took away my cravings and desires for anything else like cooked food. Just being able to eat an avocado or mushrooms raw, and it it was so satisfying, all the tastes in it. And then I had those nuts made me want to eat cooked food. Then by the time 6 days later I got over that poison ivy, I had a cooked meal, and after that cooked meal went about 3 days in juicing, and then yesterday had a cooked meal, and it's just like I've been feeling like I'm under a spell again. Like, it's crazy because my willpower when I first went into juicing, it was so strong, because this is what I've been wanting to detox, been wanting to cleanse, and just get a whole rejuvenation and such, and really get going on my path. And but but now, so after eating the cooked meals and getting back into it, I feel like I'm right back at the start of when I first started, but like even worse, because it's almost like I reaffirmed in my mind those flavors and those textures I was getting from the cooked food, and which is crazy because it only lasts for the first few bites, and then the rest of the bites after those first couple, maybe the first few, no bite is the same as that first bite. Nothing, no other bite is the same as those first 3 bites. And so you continue eating until yeah. But it's crazy because each time I've had the cooked meal, the experiment, then the time at the poison ivy, and then yesterday, it was just I could only eat so much of it, and then I just got sick of it. I noticed yesterday as soon as I put the food in my mouth, it was like, oh yeah, there's that flavor, you know, so good. But then after the first 2 bean burritos with salsa, it was like, well, the experience just, I realized all I was looking for was a pick-me-up. That's all I was looking for, was a pick-me-up. And yeah, it just felt like I've just been under this spell, and I've been feeling like, oh, I'm not ready to get back into juicing. Not that that's what I've been saying, that's just the feeling I feel in my body, like, you know, we need to prepare getting back on juice again. But it's just, you know, able to just sit there, critically think and reason with it all, and it just, there's no reason to continue eating it. Like just yesterday, only could eat a few things and ate it within a couple of hours, and was just like, man, yeah, I can't, like, this shit just, it sedates you, you know, it sedates you, it makes you comfortable in your enslavement, it makes you comfortable with your suffering. You know, it totally, where I was at when I was in my first, when I first started juice cleansing, I didn't have to find the motivation to get up. I didn't have to work up thoughts to increase my drive to do what I needed to do. I just naturally, it was so natural to me. Like, I naturally wanted to go to the gym. I naturally wanted to make videos. You know, it was just something I wanted to do, and there was no force in doing it. It didn't feel like a duty. It didn't feel like I was obligating myself towards doing things. It was simply that I was just at such a heightened state that I did whatever was energizing and made me feel good in a good way, you know. But yeah, so it's crazy, you know, eating those foods, and yeah, because I'm much more sensitive to it now, but it's just those flavors and those textures, man, they're getting me, and they're reeling me right back in, you know. Like, before, when I used to eat cooked food, I didn't feel as bad as when I do now, because it was just so normal to me before. So, but now when I eat it, I can just feel how toxic, and not only feel how toxic, but witness the opiate drug side of it, you know, the dopamine side of it all, and how it's not even nourishment, you know, because it's literally a craving. I've noticed that on the juice. I feel completely full. I feel completely nourished. I feel completely hydrated. But and the times I would have cravings, I would drink more juice. I would even make a sweet type of juice where it's all fruit, just to satisfy that craving. But then and it's like I would get so full off the juice, and my body's still craving cooked food. My body's still, so it's my body, my mind, the parasites, whatever, but something within is wanting to still consume density, you know, consume solids, and yeah, so it's just wild, because like that's what I saw back when I used to eat all the time, you know. If I tried eating healthy, you know, like a good cooked meal, what I used to call a good cooked meal, and this and that, I would be so immensely full, but I knew there were snacks, there was desserts, there were snacks, there was something sweet, and it's like no matter how full I was, I needed more. And so it's crazy, because getting full off the juice is nothing like getting full off of density and full off of solids. You know, it's a much easier feeling on the body, and it doesn't linger around anywhere as long. And so shit, kind of had a brain fart. But yeah, so it's just crazy because I feel completely nourished. I have more energy than ever. And then, so I can be full on juice from that day and then still crave to put something in my body. And it's just wild because once I do eat a cooked food, as soon as I start eating cooked food, my body immediately craves for hydration. And then after I spend an hour or two eating that cooked food, all my body asks for is hydration. And so I'll start drinking the juice, and then let's say I take a nap, I wake up, or just a couple hours go by without taking a nap, and you know, you'd want more food, right? You'd want more food, as in cooked food, whatever, processed food. But for me, after a couple hours of eating that, it's like, and drinking the juice is just so electrifying and so satisfying. I'm saying I can eat, whereas before, all right, so I can eat cooked food in the middle of the day now, and then not have to have any more before I go to bed. So I'm saying, whereas before, when that's all I ate was cooked food, I had to eat until I passed out. If I ate in the middle of the day, I was for sure gonna have to eat a meal at evening, or else I'd be withdrawing like crazy, like, oh my gosh, I won't be able to sleep if I don't get a meal in, you know. So now I'm at the point where I eat it at 12 in the afternoon, finish by like 2, 3, 4 in the afternoon, based on these last 3 experiences with eating cooked food. It'd only be like a few hours, and then I usually, I'd take a nap after each one, and by the time I woke up from that nap, I wouldn't even want any. I'd wake up by, let's say, 4 or 6 o'clock, and I'd wake up and I wouldn't even think about eating anymore. As a matter of fact, I'd be chugging down on juice, trying to like sliver this shit out of my system, you know. And so it's wild. I'm no longer like addicted to just consuming till I can't move. It's just that initial craving for a taste and texture. Because like I said, after that 3rd experience with eating cooked food yesterday, it was just like, as soon as I started eating, I was like, immediately that anxiety, immediately that craving just went away. And honestly, I could have just been satisfied off those 2 burritos. But I ate a little more, but I only ate within a 2-hour window period, and I was just totally done. I don't even think it was 2 hours. Like, I ate, and I was like, man, this is not what the fuck I want. Like, because after taking those first few bites, I was like, man, I'm under the hunger spell, you know. And so getting back into juicing the last few times, of only being not even a week of being able to stay with it, I've seen that shit. What was I saying? So being a weekend, not even being able to do a week of it, I just see it's been so much harder getting back into it. So But yeah, I'm just ready to get ready. I'm not even gonna say I'm starting today. I mean, all I've had today is juice, you know, but I'm just done saying. I'm done talking about it. I'm just gonna let it happen when it happens, and just continue before I eat, before I consume anything else but juice, to oh, just really sit there and think and reason with myself, and then really just need to sit with that feeling and let it pass, as I critically think through it, and I reaffirm my will, reaffirm my intentions and all that going into it, and just let it pass. Because, you know, the first week or two are always the hardest in getting into anything. So I just gotta break through this. Not saying I won't have cravings after 2 weeks, but just that initial getting the roll started. Because it's easy, you know, being only 3 days in and being like, oh well, you know, might as well restart now, and in the beginning of it, rather than being 8 months in and then starting again, you know. So it's just getting past those justifications and such. But yeah, man, it's just crazy, because I would just crave noodles and bean burritos, and and yeah, just craving it so much. What's interesting though is after that cooked food experiment, I think it was after that cooked food experiment, my dad was talking about how during his beginning of his cleanse, he was dealing with smells. Like, he could smell things and they weren't even nearby, just the thought of the food, and he could smell that food and almost like taste it too. And yeah, I didn't deal with that at all the first 35 days of juicing, but after that cooked food experiment and then getting back into the juice, I smell everything. Like, it was just nuts. I mean, I would think of it and I could smell, like, I could literally smell it, like it was being cooked right next door, you know, right in front of me even. And it was just blowing my mind. I was like, wow, dude, like, because I didn't break that programming fully with my first cleanse and going back into doing that habit, it's like it sparked that memory that I haven't given the time to totally kill off. But yeah, sparked that memory, sparked that addiction, sparked that habit, which was diminishing day by day as I was asserting my will to not feed that side of me anymore, to feed that habit anymore, instead doing the opposite. And so yeah, it's like I was killing it, you know, I was killing that programming, that habit. But then as soon as I fucking partaked in it again, it's like it just blossomed. That gene just blossomed. That memory just sparked and fucking took over again. So yeah, it's pretty wild. Going back into it though, like I said on my last video, but whenever I get back into it, staying consistent, which, I mean, seriously, it feels, but I've said it before, you know, it just feels like today I'm going to, and from here on out I'm going to, because just these past 3 experiences, and even eating just the raw food, just witnessing, you know, observing deeply as I'm taking that first bite and the bites after, and just all of it, man. And it's just got me to where it's just like, it's just common sense to not do it anymore. Oh. But yeah, so I'm really but yeah, going back into it, I just want to be a lot more aware. Oh god, there's fucking thorns all over. I can't let my feet hang. There's thorns all down here. I was about to sit down. Maybe over here. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah. Oh. Fucking, oh, bitch. Feet are getting all caught up in it. Oh. But yeah. I'm, yeah. Trying to get comfortable. Ah. Fucking stickers. Alright, but yeah, just wild, man. Going back into it, I know every time I don't succumb to my egoic desires and cravings and addictions and habits, I'm putting my will into practice and developing my will, developing my strength, developing that side of me which has been diminished through all the years of abuse and trauma by this toxic way of living. So it's just so much goes into it, man. So much as in, like, I have so many reasons as to why to do what I need to do. Just need to continue showing myself that love and respect for myself by not succumbing, you know, and choosing what is best for my health, best for my state of being, best for my mentality, getting myself out of this enslavement. I'm happy I got to experience with this food because it's just reaffirming to me what needs to happen and what needs to be kicked out of my life. So it's, you know, it's good. I'm doing this experimentation. I'm really not beating myself up at all. It's just I feel like shit again. And what's crazy is this state of being feels so familiar that I can't see anything wrong with it, because I only felt that healthy state of being for just a short bit of time. But it's crazy to think back on how I felt like that and how I was operating when... It's crazy to think back on how I was operating and how I felt at that time. Compared to how I do now, having been eating that type of stuff. So it's just, oh man, I don't know, man. I'm hitting some blanks. People walking by just catching me off guard, and so yeah, just shooting blanks right now. But nah, I'm excited. I still have this confidence. I still have this trust in myself. I know I'm never gonna get reeled back into eating cooked food day after day, all day long. You know, it's just this battle that I'm going through right now. This battle to heal. You know, this old man is strong and holding on as tough as he can. This ego doesn't want to go. And it's easy to succumb to the ego's wants and desires when you've never ever got to feel what it's like to be healthy. It's even harder when your entire environment is just doing things that are self-destructive and keeping them enslaved and such. But yeah, getting back into juicing, I want to document, I think, each day. Like, I want to document more on what I'm going through, because so much goes on throughout the day. A lot of battling goes on throughout the entire day. Instead of just, let's say, for the most part of the 2 weeks, have been feeling all right, been feeling good. So I say I've been feeling good, but I don't talk about all the times I dealt with cravings, or even those short moments where it came in for a minute and then went away. Like, I want to talk about all those things, because it's just important to hit on. I want to talk about the times I start feeling a lack of energy, the times, yeah, because it happens much more often than I talked about last time. And just so people know, we've been going against our biological functioning, our natural state of being, every single day for our entire lives, while also learning how to cope with the toxicity of our environment. So it's just crazy how we've been in survival mode every second of our lives for decades, and for me for 25 years. And getting on this journey, you're not going to be feeling good. It takes that willpower and that courage, and to get you, and that proving of love and respect for yourself, to be rewarded that state of being where your mind, body, and soul are in alignment. Where you're cleaned out and such. It's a process. You can't expect to feel good the first 3 days of juicing, and then you start feeling like shit and just being like, oh well, this must not be working. Or even the first 3 days being the hardest, and those first 3 days you're already like, oh well, it's not making me feel good, so I'm just going to go back to my old diet. Now you gotta realize the food, everything you've been consuming your entire life has been a drug. And anything you have withdrawals from, anything you can't abstain from for longer than 24 hours or even a few days, like, you shouldn't have withdrawals. You shouldn't have withdrawals from something that's healthy. Even when you're at a healthy state of being and you're whole and complete, like, there's no desire, there's no lack when you're in that state. So seeing that you're dealing with withdrawals, dealing with detox symptoms, dealing with symptoms for not consuming what you normally consume, that just shows, that's something that maybe you do need to abstain from, as you should not be going through that intense of detox symptoms, nor that intense of withdrawals when not having it. So yeah, it's crazy, man. Just gotta power through it, but be mindful as I am, not distract myself the entire time trying to power through the first 3 days or 2 weeks. I just gotta keep reasserting my will, reaffirming my affirmations or my intentions and my reasons, and yeah, let that be the reason why I don't consume, and not anything egoic. Doing this for my health, doing this to be an example for others who are lost and who have been abused and traumatized. Being that yeah, it's the hero's journey. Even though I'm solely focused on myself during this healing, and giving all the time and attention to myself, it's the hero's journey, because I'm setting that example for others. I'm giving that, I'm showing another option to others on a way of healing. giving people courage to do something like this as well. So yeah, solely focused on myself, but at the end of it, or even during it, doing this for the people as well. Yeah, so that's where I'm at today, and this is where I'm at in nature, in the world. And yeah, see what's helping me too is commenting on a lot of posts and just practicing what I know and putting it into practice, being able to speak about it and articulate it, you know, not just letting it rumble in my head, but actually speaking it outwards and getting feedback and knowing how to deal with, learning how to respond and deal with people who are denying the truth and such like that. And I see when I'm clean, I'm able to deal with those things better, but when I'm not, it's like I don't even want to hear it, because it's just I just want comfort. I just want, you know, whatever. And so it's important I keep putting myself, because I've been meeting people, I've been getting thrown in group chats, I've been getting messages more ever since I started posting videos, ever since I started going onto Instagram and commenting, going into the hashtags and finding people. Like I'll go into hashtags of Jesus, go into hashtags of religion, or hashtags on food, and just finding certain posts and commenting on there, and getting feedback on that. So yeah, it's I'm just making myself move in the right direction. You know, it's not all about loving yourself isn't always doing the things that make you feel like you're enjoying life. You know, it's not like you get the day off work and you just binge watch a TV show and movies and snack on snacks all day, popcorn, chocolate, all that, and say that that's loving yourself and allowing yourself to rest and such, because it's not. It's doing the thing. It's doing the thing that you have to do that you don't want to do, but doing it anyways. It's not succumbing to excuses, rather following by discipline. You know, discipline makes today hard but tomorrow easy, whereas excuses make today easy and tomorrow hard. And you know, don't take that literally, you know, because obviously with this type of healing, it makes the first year hard, you know, but and later down the road in our lives, a year from now, 6 months from now, a couple years from now, depending on how serious you take your healing, there will be that major reward of true health and reclaiming of your birthright and your authority and a mind for yourself and such, and unlocking that unlimited potential that's within. So yeah, you know, discipline makes things hard now, but much easier in the future. Things become much easier in the future as you have self-control, you know how to assert your will, you live in truth, fact, and reality. You know, excuses make today easy because you're just doping yourself up and suppressing the things which are needing to be faced. So yeah, excuses make today easy, but it makes the future hard, because you're just going to continue living in that suffering. You're going to continue being dependent on the things which suppress the noise that is trying to be heard, and the physical ailments that need to be addressed, and things like that, the mental ailments that need to be addressed, the emotional baggage that needs to be addressed. but the only reason why you don't address it is because you have an abundance of your pleasures around you that keep you from having to face your shit. Because I mean, damn, you know, that dependency is horrible, because if you didn't have that, if your snacks were to just be ripped out from under you, if your electricity with video games and TV were to just come out from under this civilization, if it was just to be ripped out from underneath you, you know, those were things you were using to distract yourself, and now you don't have them anymore. You don't have any, like, just imagine not having any of your distractions anymore. What are you going to do? You know, are you going to lose your mind? Are you going to know how to stay calm? And are you going to see it as a benefit even that those things got ripped out from under you, because now you can get in tune with yourself and such? You know, it's you know, it may sound easy. Oh, I'll just meditate. Oh, I'll just lay down and sleep all day if something like that were to happen. But it's like, no. You know, it's not going to be that easy. You got to realize you got a major dependency on those things. You got a major emotional attachment to those things. You know, it's going to be hell. Not maybe you'll be able to last a day. Maybe. I mean, when it comes to food, people won't even last 12 hours. They'll fucking freak out. But yeah, coming like TV or something like that, or distraction from their work or their social life, you know, maybe they could deal with it for a day or 2 or 3, because they'll probably just sleep the entire time and get a bunch of rest. But as soon as they wake up, they'll be like, oh fuck, let me go back to sleep. And they can't even go back to sleep, you know. But you know, because they're forced to face their shit now, because they don't have the distractions to numb themselves anymore, or the responsibilities we willfully take on to not have to face our shit. But yeah, so that's a little bit of what's going on. If I start juicing again, today would be day 1. I'm not even gonna keep track. I'm just gonna go day by day. And because you know, that's actually how that cooked meal started yesterday. It wasn't even like I went straight to a cooked meal. The day before, I was just craving the taste of raw avocados, and so I got like 4 or 5 avocados and ate them like a apple, you know, and thought that would be fine. And then sure enough, the next day I was just craving fucking cooked food out of nowhere. And so yeah, I ate that cooked food, and it's just like, wow, you know, I'm literally stuck in the pleasures of my senses and such. Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna get back to walking. Damn, I don't even know how close this thing has been to my face. Hopefully this video comes out pretty good, as in the voice and such. But yeah, get out in nature, get your raw feet in the ground, get away from the noise, get in tune with yourself, feel what's going on in your own personal reality. And yeah, enjoy the knowledge you gain from the self-experimentation on this journey. Yep. Peace.